Alright, what's up guys? Today we got something a little bit different. We're going to be putting lowering springs on a 2016 Jaguar F-Type S. Right? Okay. Sorry, I'm new to the Jaguar world, but we got the springs here. He's got the car here. We still have the Viper on the lift that we have to remove. But we gotta go get a spring compressor because I don't have one on deck. So we're gonna run over to AutoZone real quick, go for a ride, and we'll start working. Okay, so apparently I'm driving. I gotta figure out how to open this thing. Fancy. Smells good in here, man.
CSX3, man, from the Honda days.
What the heck? Alright, let's see what this is all about. So what am I doing? Brake. You already got the key on you, right?
Yep.
Start. Damn, she's rowdy. Alright, let's see what it's about. What's the red line? 7?
Just red line and hit it. Just red line.
Alright, we're gonna go into AutoZone real quick and get a spring compressor. Alright, Alex is gonna show us a few things on this thing because there's a bunch of crazy technology in this. So the fan, when you turn on the vents, it pops up out of the dash. Do the reverse thing where it puts itself back in the gear. So if you're in like drive or reverse and you park it, the gear selector moves by itself. What other kind of Batman stuff does it have?
Just a bunch of modes, like extra features, dynamic settings. You can set suspension, engine, steering, suspension. You know, there's different.
That's cool.
Normal.
It almost looks
dynamic.
like kind of like the Hellcat nonsense, doesn't it? Where you can sit there and
it's a
change
whole
all
bunch of nonsense that I don't know how to use.
Alright, cool. And then it's got this thing. Glove box is this weird button. It's got to have more stuff like that, right? All your all your seat settings there.
And then a big roof.
You can see the ceiling, sky.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, just a car after that.
Oh, show the sport mode thing where it goes from red to.
Oh, will you be able to get that?
Yeah, I can see from
okay.
here. So
right now we're in dynamic mode. If you go there, it turns blue. If you go to standard mode, see dynamic mode off, and then dynamic mode on, it turns red.
Yeah.
And all the lights inside red.
So everything changes. It probably looks even crazier at nighttime.
Yeah.
Cool. So I don't think I got hit while he was here, but damn! Look at that angle.
Camber.
The thing's got some
reverse camber.
Got some toe. Okay, so we have the F-Type now on the lift. We already pulled 2 wheels, just kind of looking at what's going on. I haven't done one of these, but it's just another car. So it doesn't look too bad on the back. You got this one bolt down here, and then we're gonna have to pull out the trunk liner and stuff to get at the bolts at the top, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then on the front, what we're gonna do is it has just this one Torx bolt right there, so it's got a T60, and then just these 4 bolts on the top. We removed the sensor and should drop out. But we're probably gonna have to split this ball joint here just to give us a bit more room so we can get that strut out. But we're gonna get cracking, and once we get a little bit more done, we'll show you where we're at. Okay, so Alex is working on it right now. We're removing the upper ball joint, and it consists of an 18mm nut, and then there's actually an Allen key in the center. So we're just, once you kind of crack the 18mm nut, you gotta get an Allen key in there to stop the whole thing from spinning. So luckily the ball joint's just coming apart. It doesn't look like we have to use a separator. Hold on a sec before you completely remove that though, because I think it's gonna have quite a bit of tension on it, so we'll get it off. Okay, so we actually had to go down. I don't have any high kind of jack stands to support the suspension on, but because the spring is still under tension, if we had just taken that ball joint out, it would have just kind of exploded. So we put the car down low enough to support the actual suspension. Most people are probably gonna do this on the floor anyways, but you do have to support it before you take out the ball joint. Otherwise, this whole thing is just gonna go flying down under the spring pressure. So yeah, we're gonna finish taking this out, and then we should be able to go on the next step. Okay, so we got the ball joint out. We just have it supported over here with whatever you can find available. We just got kind of a bungee cord type deal here. So we're gonna go ahead and crack that bottom T60 right now, that bolt, and then we should be able to start getting this out of here. Okay, so the current state of affairs on this side is everything's loose, ready to go, but because the sway bar links the two, we're on to the other side just so we can actually get the strut out. And we're at the same state here. So we got the top ball joint off. Jack's now out. Bottom bolt is out on the shock, and now we're up top. Got to remove these 4 13mm bolts. Remove the sensor, and the sensor's pretty easy. Just squeeze this clip, comes out, and you're done. So I'll take out those 4 bolts, and hopefully we can get this thing out.
Yeah, it's almost like an airbag.
Seriously. Okay, so that method works. She's on the floor. We're gonna tackle the other side.
So he has no concept of like what's what? Kind of like.
Nope. So spring is off, comes off pretty easy. Make sure you use a spring compressor. You can do it without it. I think everybody can admit they've done it without it, but we use one and then just blast it off with the gun. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and then we'll compare the lowering spring.
The car.
Just taking a break from the front suspension. Alex is working on the back here. And to get to the rear shocks, you have to take this, like all the trunk regular lining out, and this huge thing is one piece, just so you can get to the strut, which is right, I think you can see it right here. There's the 4 bolts and the sensor in the top, but that's how much you got to take out just to get at it. It's kind of a pain. So I haven't taken apart the, I guess, driver side yet, but there's a comparison of the spring H&R to the stock ones. You can see it's like, I don't know, I want to say just almost an inch shorter, but of course it's gonna compress more once we actually put it together. It's kind of hard to stand these up side by side since they want to lean, but I can attempt to show it visually that way.
Yeah,
so there,
about an inch. Yeah,
you can see it's a tiny bit shorter, but that's kind of what we're at. It doesn't look too much different here, but once we get in the car, it should look different.
Oh man.
So thankfully the rear is going to be a lot easier. It's a 21mm bolt, which we just removed there. And then on the top, it's just those same 13mm bolts. There's 4 of them right there. Remove the sensor, same as the front. Same there. And it should just drop straight out. We don't have to mess with all the ball joints or anything like that. So again, there's the 21mm bolt, and it'll just pop straight out the bottom. So we'll continue. Okay, so these styrofoam things actually come out of your way. We got the 4 nuts removed and the sensor clip removed, so now we can go down below, and hopefully this just kind of falls out of here, like so. So this should just drop down, and we're out. Okay, so one more thing is this rear tie rod probably has to be removed, and I'm just doing it now. It's a 15mm nut on the bottom. 13 on top is a bolt that goes straight through, because otherwise it's gonna get stuck like this. There's no way to get out the bottom, so I'm gonna move this out so we can take the shock out. We are out, sir. That was easy.
Oh.
Okay, so here's where we're at. We got all the springs on the struts. We got them ready to go. Alex over there working on that side. And then over here, we basically, it's pretty much just a reverse of what we did originally. And so you're gonna swing this in. So we left this out, left the upper ball joint off, put the strut in, actually put in the top. We have to push down on here, swing the fork over the lower control arm, get it in, and then you can put all your bolts in. And we still have to tighten the top, put the sensors back in. We're just kind of putting everything back together and buttoning it up and tightening it up. And we'll see how it looks in a minute here. So here's where we're at. Everything's tight. We're just throwing the wheels on. Alex is finishing up. And the moment of truth is to see how low this thing is. They're kind of slightly modified H&R springs. We weren't too happy with how they were gonna be, just from the pictures online and how low it was gonna sit. There was still gonna be some fender gaps, so we tried to tighten it up a little bit, so it should be pretty interesting to see where we end up in the end. But I'll show you guys once we get the car on the ground. Moment of truth, the front looks pretty tucked. Back we still got the e-brake on, but I don't know, I'm gonna help this guy get it off and then we'll see how she goes. Alright you guys, so it is down on the ground. We drove around the block just to let it settle a tiny bit. It's probably gonna settle a bit more, but this is what we got going on. it is slammed. Actually worked out real nice. It's a little bit lower than a regular H&R kit, but overall came out pretty good. I'll probably get some other videos of this thing in the daylight so you guys have a better idea, but for now, this should do it. You guys can see just how low it is. And that's the overall look. So much better than stock. Looks a lot better. Kind of stock or modified H&R springs, but this is the overall look. I think it looks great. This thing's kind of looks a lot better than stock, I have to say. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Definitely something different, but I think the outcome was good. It looked really good leaving. It's gonna settle a little bit, so I'll try to follow up with you guys. Maybe I'll post some pictures on Instagram once it's been driven a little bit more, because it should settle a tiny bit more, but I think it looked really good. Again, that's not just regular H&R springs. He wanted to kind of trim them a little bit, but that was the first time I've actually done something like that, trimming them, but we didn't go crazy, of course, but it did, the final outcome did look pretty good. So anyways, guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.